Time to check the financial markets now, and Australian shares have rebounded from a negative start to close higher, led by the major banks. At close, the ASX 200 was 46 points higher following a strong lead on Wall Street. One Australian dollar is buying 58 British pence and 93 US cents. More than 200 union workers protested in East Perth this morning over unpaid wages for work at Perth Airport. The CFMEU claims members are owed a total of $150,000.
Possibly lose my house, my car, the stress on a relationship, relying on friends and family to get me through this tough time.
Leighton Holdings released a statement. All money has been paid to subcontractors and an investigation was underway to resolve the issue. By now we're all accustomed to searching the web, but now Google is going a step further, launching Helpouts to connect people with experts to answer their questions. An Australian chocolate maker is among a select group taking part. Seven's finance expert Scott Pape explains.
It's a scene that would make Willy Wonka envious.
Perfect. Yeah, that's good.
Pastry chef Kirsten Tibbles teaches the world's best how to refine their chocolate-making craft.
I've won a gold medal in the Pastry Olympics in Germany, and I was awarded Best Chocolates in the World in the World Pastry Team Championships.
And now her skills are available to anyone, anytime with Google Helpouts.
We're going to do it together so I can talk you through what you're going to be making today.
The expert helps via a live stream, and they charge by either a per-minute basis or a flat fee. And Google takes a 20% cut.
I think it breaks down boundaries.
It's also a natural progression for her business, Savour Chocolate and Patisserie School, as they're about to launch online teaching, and she thinks Google Helpouts will take off.
It's the way technology's going now. People are time poor as well, and the fact that you don't have to leave your own home or business to actually get advice and help.
So at this stage we have hand-selected the people that are available on Helpouts. They're experts in their field with information and knowledge.
To learn more, go to our website. Scott Pape, 7 News.
At least 2 people are being killed and a dozen more injured by a gas explosion in western Poland. The pipeline blast sparked a massive fireball with flames spreading to several homes nearby. Around 100 people had to be evacuated from the area as flames leapt into the sky. Local authorities say an existing pipeline was damaged while a new one was being installed next to it. A massive sinkhole is threatening to swallow 7 houses after it opened up in a backyard in a residential street near St. Petersburg in Florida. 2 homes have been demolished after families were told to grab what they could and get out. A swimming pool, boat and several cars have already disappeared. The crater measures around 19 metres wide and 15 metres deep and is still growing. Prince Harry has spoken passionately about his charity trek to the South Pole as he launched the Walking with the Wounded expedition in London.
The cause is for one cause and one cause only, that is to raise awareness for all the wounded, sick and injured, whether it's in military life or whether it's in civilian life.
The group leaves on Sunday for Antarctica, where 3 teams, including 2 Australians, will race 335 kilometres in 16 days. Basil's here with sport now. Looking good for Shane Watson, Baz.
So it is, yes. It looks like he'll be right for the first test. Also tonight, an ex-test batsman hammers WA and farewell, great man. Sachin Tendulkar's last test is 74, his last test score. And inside the glory with Perth's goalie. Shane Watson has trained strongly and is expected to play in next week's first Ashes test against England. Watson tested his injured hamstring today, but it's unclear whether he'll bowl if given the green light for the series opener.
For more than an hour, Shane Watson put his hamstring through a net session in Brisbane. He moved freely but didn't bowl.
As long as he can move and run around, then, be good to go. Michael
Clarke also padded up and the Aussie quicks went through their paces. At the SCG, England continues to make runs, taking a 114-run first innings lead against an Australian invitation 11. The home side, though, edging ahead late on day 3. But the eyes of the world are fixed on Mumbai and Sachin Tendulkar's 200th and final test. A West Indies guard of honour met the little master last night as he reached stumps unbeaten.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. Magnificent.
They're all there, son, daughter, wife and his mother for the very first time.
She's never watched him play before, and there she is.
This afternoon, Tendulkar scored his 68th Test 50 On 74 it came to an end, and it might be his last if India doesn't bat a second time.
24 years is a long time to keep supporting one guy, and you've done that. So it has touched my heart.
In Adelaide, Phil Hughes reminded selectors he's still around, smashing a double century for South Australia against WA. Jerosen, 7 News.
It was a shocking day for WA. Hughes eventually run out for 204, while fellow opener Michael Klinger made 125. So SA lead by 86 with 6 wickets in hand and a day to play. Adam Scott is tied for the lead heading into the weekend at the Australian Masters at Royal Melbourne. Scott got off to a flying start with 3 birdies on the opening 3 holes. His most important birdie came on the 17th hole, grabbing a share of the lead with Nathan Holman.
It was a great start, and unfortunately I couldn't keep it going. I was trying to have one of those days where I kind of got running, but it didn't happen.
Scott could have claimed the outright lead on the last hole, but had a near miss, finishing at 9 under par. The Perth Glory are back at home against Adelaide tomorrow afternoon, with French defender William Gallas expected to get his first run. And if he looks behind him, he'll see one of the big reasons for the Glory's great start to the new season. Goalkeeper Danny Vukovic. Here's Ryan Daniels.
Danny Vukovic thrives under pressure, which is lucky because his job is about as stressful as it gets. Vukovic is the goalkeeper for Perth Glory.
Goalkeeping, yeah, you're the villain sometimes, you're the hero sometimes, and unfortunate thing is if you make a mistake in goals, everyone knows about it.
Oh, what a save, Vukovic. Brilliant stuff from the keeper.
It's all about quick reflexes, concentration and keeping a clear mind. The average speed of a strike is around 100 kilometres an hour.
You train for it, you know, so it becomes automatic. Yeah, if you overthink it, you sort of psych yourself out.
Vukovic makes around 1,000 saves at training per week and admits you have to be a little crazy to be a keeper.
I suppose goalkeepers are a little bit different to outfield players in that regard, having to throw your body at people's feet and things like that. But I certainly love it. There's nothing like denying a striker, a goal-scoring chance.
Vukovic has become one of the A-League's best keepers. In the last 4 games, he's allowed just 1 goal. If he keeps it up, the 28-year-old might realise a lifelong dream.
I've sat on the bench 3 times for the Socceroos and still dream of the day that I pull on that shirt, and I'll never give up that dream until I hang up my gloves.
Ryan Daniels, 7 News.
The Perth Wildcats are off to the best start in the history of the club. The Cats defeated Cairns by 7 points in front of more than 10,000 fans at Perth Arena last night. That makes it 7 straight wins to start the season. James Ennis led the way again with 22 points, while Jermaine Beale chipped in 13. Big man Matt Knight played his first game for the year and came up with some big plays late in the game.
Game 2 of the grand final last year, so it's been a while to get him back.
The Cats hit the road to play Wollongong on Sunday. One of our favourites finishing up at 7 News today. She knows who she is. We wish her all the best. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Good night.
Won't be the same. Thanks, Baz. Angela will have the weekend forecast next. She's in the city where the Christmas lights are being switched on tonight.
All that and more in the West Australian tomorrow. Now, Fuel Watch, Perth's petrol prices, brought to you by Fuel Watch and 7 News.
Hello again. Tonight is the launch of Perth City's Festival of Christmas, and here at Forest Place, kids of all ages are counting down the minutes until the Christmas lights are turned on. I'm told the switch will be flicked by Santa and Lord Mayor Lisa Scafidi at 8 o'clock. Now, over 100,000 lights and decorations will be powered up throughout the CBD, East Perth, West Perth and Northbridge, and there's a heap of entertainment on here tonight. Santa's elves and Fat Cat are part of the show. Plus, if you've got some wishes for Santa, you can drop your your Dear Santa letter into the amazing talking postbox. But let's take a look at the weather, and it's still quite warm out here. It's currently 31.5 degrees and winds are east-southeasterly. Now at around 3 o'clock it peaked at 33.7, making it our hottest November on record, with an average max of 30 degrees so far this month. The hot spots around town were Bullsbrook, Fremantle and Gin all got to 35. It was 33 in Mandurah and 30 in the hills. The hottest max statewide was 45 at Roebourne, and 10 degrees was the coldest recorded on the south coast, where it'll start to warm up tomorrow. Sunny and 28 is the forecast for Esperance, 25 the top for Albany. It'll reach 32 in Bunbury and Kalgoorlie, but cooler for Geraldton with a humid change. Partly cloudy for Exmouth and the chance of a storm for Port Hedland, Broome and Kununurra. On the satellite, there's showers and storms from the very north of the state down to the Pilbara, but skies are clear through the south thanks to a high in the Bight that'll be pushed east over the weekend, and a trough will drift inland from the west coast, bringing about a humid change over the weekend. Interstate tomorrow, it'll be sunny and 24 in Adelaide, Melbourne dry and 20, but a few showers are forecast for Sydney with a top of just 19 degrees, and Brisbane could get an afternoon shower or storm. On the water, winds will shift northwesterly in the morning, seas to a metre, and the swell pretty much the same. So it's going to be a warm night tonight, dipping to just 21 degrees, then hot and sunny again tomorrow with a high of 35, followed by a humid change later in the day. Sunday it should be 28 degrees, Monday 26 partly cloudy, then mostly sunny on Tuesday, with similar weather forecast again on Wednesday before warming up towards the end of next week. So there's heaps of free fun here in the city to enjoy this festive season. Head to showmeperth.com.au for all that's on. Hope you have a great weekend. It's back to you, Sue.
Thanks, Ange, and that's all from the newsroom for now. Stay with us on 7. I'll be back with updates later. Now here's Monica and Today Tonight.